Hello, my lovely little titans, and happy Saturday, and welcome once again to the weekly hangout of randomness. I have some, well, it's not even my desk, it's my husband's desk. There's so much. Hi, Wolf. Yeah, not a bad week. Well, thank you. Yeah, no, not a terrible week. What did I do? Caught a cold. That was fun. Obviously finished the video. That was even better. And I had two second interviews for new jobs. So all in all, productive week, I think. I don't know. My version of productive is probably very different from other people's version of productive. No, why did you do that to me? I had no right to do that to me. Make it explode. I know. Hi, Sharose. And if you guys are wondering what I'm babbling about, my laptop sitting here, as you can kind of see the mouse, and the cord is only like yay big, like maybe a little longer than that, and it didn't reach, and it snapped off my laptop, which is a bummer. Hi, Harmony. I know you are Crystal, but I just go whatever anybody's using. Yeah, the cold wasn't fun. Thank God it only lasted a couple of days. You might hear me do that every once in a while, but it is clearing up. So it was just a cold. My daughter had it too. My husband's like 50-50. He kind of has it, but it's going better for him. So that's the fun of springtime. I don't know. It's May and we've had snow, so I don't know what to call it. Really don't. Let's see. Oh, I'm good, Sharos. What does barista say on the way home? The Renaissance Fair parents party. Oh, wow. Sorry about that, Ash. Ash is the only person that I won't specifically call by their tag name just because they have so many. So it's just easy to call them Ash. But Harmony I know is Crystal. So I'll switch between Harmony and Crystal. And then I have the only ones that switch regularly are Ash and Crystal Harmony. Crystal Harmony, that's pretty. Oh, nice. And Renaissance fairs are awesome. So when I lived in New York, there was a place that went out of business now, but it was like it was Sterling, New York, and it had a whole castle with a village inside of it and everything. And they did the Renaissance fair, and it was amazing. I got a whole outfit while we were there. Very time consistent, like very period specific, and it was amazing. My sister got one. My brother, he dressed like the kid from they made the movie about it, The Seventh Son. It was a book series before that. I can't remember the name of the book series, but he did that, and he had a staff and a black cloak, and everything looked absolutely amazing. And my sister looked beautiful in her little blue peasant dress, and I, of course, had to go all out, and I was in noble garb, complete with corset and everything. It was amazing. I think my mom still has it because they spent so much money on it. So yeah, of course they would still have it, but I don't know if I'd fit in it anymore, but it was still amazing. And I only went once because I only did it for the 1 year. And then after that, they went out of business, which was unfortunate. It was really, really cool, though. Let's see. Loki just wanted. I feel that, dude. My parents did that a lot. I mean, it seems to be common about directions, like tension runs high. And I'm like, nowadays, you have Google Maps. There shouldn't be an issue anymore. That should have been squashed with Google Maps. Ooh. Sorry to hear that, Crystal. About the storm, yeah, that happened to us freakishly like a week or two ago. And now we're slowly getting warmer, but I'm skeptical as hell. And my anxiety be like, Yep, mine used to do that too when my parents would fight, especially in the car. Like I think it's just the close quarters of a car it just makes it way worse. My chest hurts and I don't know what to do. My mom gave me medicine. It only helped for a little bit, but it still hurts. Sharrow's does so I'm gonna ask him. I'm not gonna diagnose, but I'm gonna try to help determine whether you need to go to the hospital or not. Just based on, do you have a fever? Do you have a fever? Are you coughing? Can you breathe? Can you take a breath and breathe, or can you take a breath and you cut yourself off because it hurts too much? Are you able to even? Do you have shakes, muscle aches, anything like that? If anyone here has TikTok, there's a cosplayer that is amazing. They do Shimbaku videos. Nice. It's a miracle they're not divorced yet. Let her hide. How do you hide in a car? Like, see, with us, we just would be smart and not talk because the first person to speak was the one that they were going to get after. Even if we didn't do anything, even if we just asked a very simple question. Even if we just asked a very simple question, not even related to what they were discussing when they were fighting, and that person would be the next target. So we learned very quickly. Some of us more than others. Not to talk when my parents were arguing. If you didn't want to be the next target. Don't have a fever. I'm not coughing. It sometimes hurts to breathe. I'm not sure. Okay, so do you have any way, Charrose, for your stepmom or dad to listen to your chest? Either with like a stethoscope, or maybe they could press their ear to your back. Because if they hear like a crackling sound, or if they hear, like a wheezing in your chest, you'd need to go to hospital. Otherwise, it might be a pulled muscle. You pulled a muscle somehow, or you bruised a rib or something, but you should ask them to listen to your chest. And if they can hear any crackling, it'll sound like tissue paper being, like scrunched against a microphone. If they hear that, or if they hear wheezing, then you need to go to the hospital, because then that's a chest infection. Otherwise, again, it could just be bruised or pulled muscle. Okay. Divorced parents sucks. My parents are divorced. I think my parents have been together for, how old am I? 26 years now. Yeah, because I got married when I was 6 months old. Oh, almost 6 months old. So, yeah, I'd want to say they've been together 26 months. I'm impressed, honestly. Because it's a leaf. The cosplayer I was talking about. Nice. There were several Genshin cosplays. Dabi and Shigaraki and Hawks. Nice. That looks pretty awesome. Not ignoring you guys, just listening to music. Because the silence is deafening. For my chest nerves. No, and they said if I feel the same in the morning, I will go to the doctor. Before, my chest was hurting, my arms, the side ribs, and back started to hurt. That's insane. Not saying you're wrong, but Jesus. So your chest was hurting because your spare ribs in your back. That's just given how your body's divided up. That was like yeah, your chest was still hurting. It just wasn't up here yet. It was back here, so it migrated forward. I'm not gonna say that it's bad, but it would definitely be something to get checked out, just in general, because pain migrating from the back to the front can mean that there was something there that's now spreading. So I'd keep an eye out. Your throat would be hurting if it was heartburn or acid reflux, not your whole. Well, I mean, depending on how bad, but most of the time it'll fade. You won't wake up with it. You won't go to sleep with it. It typically fades, at least from my experience with my sister, my stepson, and my husband. They all have some form of heartburn or acid reflux. And even myself, when I was pregnant, it would just be like flared up. You could feel it, and then it would go away after like 10, 15 minutes. So that's insane if it isn't, but it shouldn't go to your arms. And hi, Space Glitch. I'm really sad to say I did an insane amount of research for a chapter of a book I haven't even written yet. It's book 3 for my Humanity's Greatest series. And I researched, like how electricity is made, how it was first generated, all sorts of stuff, just for like 5 sentences. Because I didn't want to be wrong. And I wanted it to be accurate. And I'm like, what the actual oh God. I'm one of those weird people that does that. My mom got me and my wife. Oh, nice. Oh, that's sweet, Space. Told Dobby that I'm oh my God, that's great, Ash. I agree with Wolf. I hope it's nothing serious. I hope it's more just like pulled muscles or something, or maybe like a bruised rib. But just let us know. Keep us updated, Charles. We're gonna be a little anxious here. I always get really anxious. I probably told this story on here a few times, but when I was in college, there was this really, really nice, very smart girl that was in a couple of my classes. Like I admired her greatly. She had her whole like degree planned out, her internships, job, everything planned out. She was even living with her fiance. They were planning their wedding on top of all this. And she came into class one day. It was our organic chemistry, intro to organic chem lecture. And she just said, my chest really hurts. I can barely breathe. It hurts to breathe. And she said that she was going to go to the ER because she felt that way for a couple days. She's like, I'm just going to go to the ER now. And I guess after class, she's too tired to get to the ER. And I know this secondhand because some of her friends were in my class and they sat with me and they were talking about it. And apparently she went to sleep on her couch and she didn't wake up. And her fiance found her a couple hours later. So now I always take chest infections very seriously. It turned out she had walking pneumonia and she didn't get it treated soon enough. And she died. And I think it shook me because I just had never known anybody like that, to be there one day and then gone the next, literally, to have actually kind of known them. And that happened. Like secondhand, like in school and stuff, doesn't happen. So it was, and I always, I always freak out now whenever I get like a tight chest or something, because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to have that happen. And I always freak out when other people tell me the chest hurts. And I'm like, I don't want that to happen again. So I always get super hyper vigilant whenever somebody tells me their chest hurts. Hope you get better. So try to post an extra running. Oh yeah, I did end up reading it, Harmony. It was really good. It was very good. I was like, is there more here? But yeah, just let us know. Oh, thank you. My husband got it for me from Walmart. Thing is, I did nothing to my arms or back. That's what I think. This is performance history. Oh, damn. Yeah, and then I feel like I'm like worrying for nothing, and I worry people too much. But I don't know. This happens. Sorry, I did not mean to be such a downer on that. Just wanted to explain why I was like super super wanting to help Shar Rose diagnose it, or at least get some kind of insight. Sorry. Oh, you have an Attack on Titan fic now, Ash. What's it about? Thank you, Space. Maybe you should force the issue, Shar, and ask them to take you now. I mean, if you actually didn't feel like you could breathe, yeah, I'd force the issue, make them take you. That's concerning enough. I wouldn't wait until tomorrow. I mean, hell, you could even just, ham it up a bit. Just, I'm not saying, be overly dramatic and make it seem like it's unbelievable, but, play it up. Get them to take you, get them to take it a little more seriously. Oh, wow. So you've been together 2 months and a week already, Space? That's amazing. Just so you know, me and my friend came up with this AU on our own. We were both huge Clans fans and so I started. We would talk about what we were going to. Nice. I like it. I think your story's going to go really well, Harmony, so. Oh, dang, Ash. I like where this is going so far. So, does anybody want to hear about the chapter I did so much research on for no reason? I've got it pulled up. I can read it to you guys if you want. I'll just make a poll real quick because that seems to be easier than just waiting for everybody to reply. There we go. Again, just because I feel like it's easier. Tell my boyfriend about this. Aw, that's sweet. Oh, he doesn't tell me. Just as 100%. Oh, 4 votes at 100%. Okay. I liked it. I'm like, yeah, no, we've got 5 people in here. 4 is definitely the majority. So, okay. All right. I know, space. That's insane. I'm glad you're enjoying your relationship. It's always exciting, especially when it's going really well. All right. So keep in mind, this takes place after the events of Humanity's Greatest Squad. So they've already dealt with Historia's dad and all that, and I have it set where Historia is going to ask Squad Levi and a couple of others, you'll learn who, um, to stay with her during her like first year or so of um, being queen, because she wants their input, she trusts them, she wants the confidence of having people on her side on what to do, and she feels like they can get it done. So she asks them to stay, and they are helping her rebuild basically the country. So that's where this is taking place. Be a family, treats you right, and he better. Yes. He's been guardians of pottery furniture. Wow. Dang. They should put Aaron in charge of everything. Yes, yes, the chapter. Yes. All right. I'm not doing voices. Love you guys, but no voices. All right. The council room, or more accurately, Squad Levi's designated workspace, is arctic compared to the lovely warm meeting room they vacated about an hour ago in favor of actually getting work done instead of listening to grumbling and bitching about pointless topics. Currently, it's just Connie, Jean, and Aaron working here, while Mikasa, Annie, and Sasha are with Historia, assisting her in organizing the next lavish festival being held. This time, it's at least for the military and the citizens not in Cena, so the men don't complain about the absence of the women. Armin, Zeke, and Levi are meeting with several representatives of different groups vying for funding or assisting with building something more modern to match Marley, hence why Zeke is needed. Aaron has to admit it was generous of Historia to keep his brother around as a consultant rather than a prisoner to assist him in rebuilding and constructing new technology. He hopes they develop something other than fireplaces to heat buildings. His fingertips are going numb, and he's supposed to be immune to the cold. Yes, I'm aware, Wolf. I tend to do that. It's all right, Char. Like I said, if you want to ham it up and get to the doctor sooner, I would, that would be my professional diagnosis at this point. But if you feel more comfortable waiting, that's fine too. But again, it might just be pulled a muscle really bad, which has happened to me. It's really weird. You don't even realize you do it. Or it could be something more serious, but, you'll need to get that definitely checked out. I don't want to lose Char either. Sure, I'll just keep it as myself. Fuck, it's cold, says Jean as he pulls his cloak tighter around his shoulders, shivering slightly as he tries to write, only to find his fingers unable to respond to his command. The pencil is shaking in his grip. Connie, add another log. My hands are icing over. Connie is shaking in his chair, having long given up the hope of being able to move his fingers and hands to work. He glances at the fireplace at the back of the room, which is roaring well enough, but the number of poorly insulated windows is doing an excellent job of counteracting any heat from the fire. He then looks at Aaron, the only one of them still getting through any work, and he decides instead to push his wheelie chair across the aisle until he's right beside Aaron, hoping his inferno-like body heat will do a better job heating him up. He's startled when he feels his friend is much colder than he should be. What the fuck is wrong with you? He asks, somewhat terrified at this development. Aaron rolls his eyes and flexes his fingers, trying to keep the cold at bay. Nothing, just cold, I guess. Jean's head whips in Aaron's direction, eyes wide and mouth agape. Aaron doesn't get cold. I'm getting the captain. No, you fucking aren't, Aaron snaps, eyes flashing dangerously. It's nothing. This happens sometimes. Just means it's super fucking cold outside. That's bullshit, Jean argues. Mikasa told me that when you guys were refugees, she and Armin would huddle with you to keep warm. Even when their breath turned icy, we're always warm. Shit, we even drew lots during winter training to see who would partner with you and when for the chance to even be a little warm. You don't get cold, Eren. Well, I do now, he counters lamely, unable to come up with something decent to clap back with, or an argument to explain his sudden decrease in body temperature. He'll probably need to speak with Zeke about it, see if there's something he can do to help. Well, sounds good, Harmony. No, Ash, that sounds amazing. Connie's eyes light up with mischief. Well, if the fire isn't doing you guys any good, you can always try something else. Jean and Eren look at him warily. They know better than to listen to Connie whenever he gets that look in his eye. It can only mean they're headed for some sort of disaster. In order to keep myself from becoming an ice sculpture, Connie continues, unprompted. I've been thinking of rather steamy and hot thoughts about my gorgeous wife. Excuse me while I vomit, says Jean, gagging overdramatically while Eren laughs. I didn't say think of Sasha, Connie exclaims. I meant think of Mikasa during sex or something, Jean. I might actually vomit, grimaces Eren, looking for the nearest trash can. Jean throws a piece of paper at the back of his head. You two are so immature, huffs Connie. We're all adults here, adults who have obviously had sex. Eren freezes for a split second while he picks up the piece of paper Jean beamed at his head, and he prays that neither of them notice, but his prayers are ignored. He can tell by the deafening silence. Slowly, he sits back in his chair and pointedly ignores the feeling of eyes on him in favor of going back to his work, the only place he can safely avert his gaze. He knew Connie's idea was going to lead to disaster. Hold on, says Jean, a somewhat triumphant lilt in his voice as he rises from his chair, ignoring the cold in favor of this new development. There's no fucking way. Connie leans forward eagerly, hands on his knees, smile spreading across his face. Ask him, Jean. I can see his ear, so I'll tell you if he's lying. Eren barely resists the urge to clap his hands over his ears, knowing that would be a dead giveaway if he did, and he can only do so much to keep what little dignity he has intact right now. He focuses on steadying his breathing and on the very difficult task of keeping his hands from shaking too badly to hold a pencil. He feels himself failing at both. All he can feel right now are his so-called friends' eager gazes. I can tell from here, says Jean gleefully. You're a virgin, aren't you, Eren? How he wishes he could just make the earth swallow him right now. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, says Connie, sounding like somewhat of a lawyer, but Eren can hear the devilish mirth in his tone. He's just saying that to get a rise of some sort out of him. He's been with the captain longer than any of us have been in a relationship. Maybe it's just been a while? Jean's footsteps close in and Eren feels a clap on his shoulder. He glares up at the cause. If a while means never, then I think you're right, Connie, says Jean smugly as he sits on the corner of Eren's desk. So, which is it, Eren? None of your business, snarls Eren, but he knows that'll tell them everything. Connie and Jean look at each other over Eren's hunched form, wide grins splitting across their faces as they confirm this information with each other. Yes, they did indeed hear that Eren confirmed his status as a virgin. Do you not know how? Asks Connie, and Jean snorts as Eren's face floods with heat. That's a fair point, Jean manages to say, although he's dying with laughter on the inside. His dad might have only told him how to do it with a woman, not accounting for the fact Eren might fancy men instead. I wonder if Mikasa and Sasha know how well-versed you two are in having sex with men. Eren wonders idly, hoping to humiliate them with that, but they simply shrug it off. Sex is sex, says Connie. My cousins told me about it. Marco was my first, Jean says casually, so I'm obviously the most qualified to teach you. I'm not sleeping with you, says Eren, and Jean rolls his eyes. That's not what I meant, you idiot, Jean snaps, smacking Eren on the back of the head. I just meant if you don't know how, I can give you some guidance. It's not like sex with a woman. There's a lot of prep involved, a lot that could go wrong and result in a lot of pain. Granted, if you aren't careful with a woman, the same can happen, but still, prep is more important when doing it with a man than with a woman. Connie frowns. What, do you just shove it in Mikasa and go at it? Jean's cheeks turn bright crimson. Of course not. I would never. I just meant that women are capable of being ready when properly stimulated, whereas with a man, you have to manually prep the area, and that can take a lot of time. Women have the luxury of being faster in that respect. Damn, that does sound like a lot of work, agrees Connie. Maybe the captain just isn't interested? Maybe he finds it too messy, which it is when you think about it. I know, it is always cute when you can tell, huh? That's possible, says Jean thoughtfully. In which case, that's unfair to Aaron, deciding that without talking to him about it. He then looks at Aaron. Have you guys talked about sex? No, Aaron replies, now feeling numbed in humiliation rather than the cold. Haven't broached the subject. Then maybe the captain really doesn't want to, continues Connie. I mean, he and Aaron have been sharing a bed for months, and if Aaron's still a virgin, then that obviously means he isn't interested. He'd have tried something by now, right? He glances at Aaron. How far have you guys gone? Aaron can hardly believe he's having this conversation, let alone contributing, and now his friends have gone from teasing him to actual concern, wanting to help him get laid. Well, the most we've done is made out while shirtless, he offers, and Connie and John hum thoughtfully. It's a good start, says John. What stops you from going further? Last time it was Mikasa, says Aaron, replies Aaron offhand, then regrets it when he hears them gasp. How long ago was that? Asks Connie, sounding a little more invested than he should. Aaron rubs the back of his neck. The cabin. That was months ago, cries Connie. Are you telling me you haven't been kissed since then? Hello, CV. I believe that's CV. Can't remember. Aaron snaps his head in Connie's direction and glares harshly. Of course not, you moron. You saw him kiss me this morning. Connie rolls his eyes. I don't mean that kind of kiss, dumbass. I meant a kiss, the kind of tongues that takes time, like those kisses in Hanji's novels. The blush on Aaron's cheeks flies down his neck. He looks firmly at his desk and sighs, giving a sad nod, which elicits more sympathy from Connie and John. Damn, man, that sucks, says Connie, patting his back. And we all had money that you and the captain were the next to get married. Aaron jerks his head up and stares at him in disbelief. What the fuck do you mean? John can see this going steadily downhill, and if Connie opens his mouth, what little faith Aaron has will be gone instantly. He just means that maybe you and the captain aren't at that stage in your relationship yet. Connie raises an eyebrow in confusion. No, I meant that the captain's probably over the relationship. What? Exclaims Aaron, jumping to his feet so fast he knocks over his chair, Jean, and Connie. His hands itch to throttle Connie for that, but he settles on clenching and unclenching them in tight fists, a distraction and a means of keeping him from murder. Levi isn't over their relationship. He can't be. He would have said something. He was the one who initiated, after all. Fuck. Okay, bad choice of words, says Connie quickly as he scrambles to his feet. I just meant whenever someone says the physical part of the relationship stalls out or ends or, it means someone's over being with that person. Suddenly, Aaron feels as if someone pulled the floor from beneath his feet. His head is spinning and he feels his lungs struggling to pull in air. His body feels hot and cold all at once, and his eyes cross to the point he can't see anything in front of him. His legs quake and give way. He feels his body land against something solid, but he can't figure out what it is. His mind is reeling and pulling and falling. He hopes Connie or Jean notice. He hopes they don't think this is because of what Connie said. Blissfully, the last words that reach his ears as the world goes dark tell him they know. Get Levi. Let's see. Aaron has a fireplace in the back of the barrels. Oh, I like that. I like this. I like where this is going, Ash. The head engineer, and this is now next section. The head engineer drones on about something Levi isn't sure of anymore. He lost interest after his portion of the scheme was done, when he argued for funding for developing fireless torches with something Zeke called light bulbs. Now it's in Armin's court, with Zeke interjecting every so often about design or function, and he just sits back until it's time to discuss cost and timelines. That will likely either be in an hour tomorrow morning, depending on what excuse the representatives gave about where they need to be and why. He'd much rather be with Aaron in their room, discussing the latest report from Hanji about how many Titans have been killed using the guillotines, speculating on the timeline for reaching the ocean. So far, the bets are on late spring, early summer at the latest. If he's being honest, he wants it to be in time for Aaron's next birthday. That way they can celebrate not only their victory, but also the person who gave it to them. A memorable day indeed. When can we begin development? Asks Armin, shaking Levi from his pleasant thoughts and back to boring reality. It seems like the plans are in place. Bye, Ash. I hope you feel better. Oh, less tired, sorry. The earliest is next week after the shipment arrives, says the engineer happily, and Armin is practically buzzing with excitement. Once we get that, we can start assembling. We should be able to test our first light bulb as soon as we have a proper power source. And how's that going? Armin asks another engineer directly across the table. We're getting there, she says, pulling out a few books Levi recognizes as the former contraband from Rod Reese's private library. We've been able to replicate everything as far as equipment, but we're struggling with where to put the generator and the transformers. We need a large and constant water source for the generator and a building with good airflow to keep the transformers from overheating. Why not on the river? Asks one of the few nobles smart enough to stay around for these meetings. We considered that, but we can't find a spot where it wouldn't impede an emergency evacuation. God, my song's stuck right now. Sorry. Good Lord. Just play me something good, please. There, that's fine. She replies, now unfolding a current map of the interior of the walls. I was thinking we could build it closer to the start of the river, which is farther away and wouldn't be on a roadway. But from what we've scouted, there aren't any suitable buildings nearby. What is that? Did I just get banned again? Shit. Okay, no. Thank God. Okay. Write up a proposal on the cost of materials and labor, provide a blueprint of the building you need, as well as suitable timeline for the beginning and end of construction, says Levi, feeling a little mechanical in his response. Once you've submitted it, the council will review it and send you any revisions or the approval letter. As for the light bulbs, we might want to consider delaying construction until the electric plant is underway. We can redirect the focus to the airships and the plant in the meantime. I agree, says the female engineer. She turns to her counterpart. I would like to speak with you after about the designs for the coils. I like your concept and want to see if it would work better for the transformers. I thought, I don't know, I thought something happened. Did something happen? I didn't get an email this time saying I was ending, or banned or whatever, but I don't know. Okay. I'm just reading a chapter that you guys wanted to hear, and it's not even finished. It's like half finished. The light bulb engineer nods as he searches his notes for his schematics. All right, with that settled, says Armin cheerily, obviously in his element. Next, we'll hear from the agricultural committee regarding the door to the room opens with a bang, startling everyone in the room, and all turn to see a very panicked Connie standing in the doorway. His eyes are wide and searching, chest heaving from the exertion of running here. Finally, he sees Levi. Aaron collapsed, he exclaims, and Levi is on his feet and moving before he even registers that he stood up. They waste no time. Connie's already sprinting down the hall with Levi right on his heel. They pass several servants who practically dive out of the way. Dignitaries press themselves against the closest wall to avoid being plowed down until finally they reach the council room. Levi's mind finally catches up with his body when he sees Aaron lying against John's shoulder, eyes closed. His heart stutters in his chest, seeing him so still and lifeless. He moves a couple of chairs out of his way and kneels beside Aaron's leg. The gap between the desks not wide enough for him to be directly by his side. Got it. Levi reaches out and grabs Aaron's wrists. He immediately notices how cold his skin feels and checks his pulse. What happened? We don't know, says Jean helplessly. We were talking, Aaron stood up, and then he just fell into me. Connie came to get you right after he fell, so it's been maybe 5 minutes. And he's been unconscious this entire time? Levi asks as his fingers find Aaron's rapid pulse. He looks up at Aaron's face, and he's struck by how pale Aaron looks. The red flush on his cheek stands up prominently, and Levi swallows hard. Yeah, replies Jean. I tried to wake him up, but what happened? Asks Zeke from over their heads. They look up and see Aaron's older brother standing beside Connie, concern etched deeply into his brow. Shouldn't you be with our alert? Levi asks, keeping some of the hostility out of his voice. He's the one who told me to follow you, says Zeke as he crouches at Aaron's feet. Symptoms? Other than passing out, he's cold to the touch, his pulse is rapid, his complexion is pale, and his cheeks are flushed, replies Levi after momentarily forgetting that Aaron's brother trained as a physician with a specialty in Titan shifters, hence why Armin would send him. According to Kirstein, he hasn't been able to rouse him, and it's been well over 5 minutes since it happened. End of chapter for now. So that's what I have so far for this next book. And that's probably not even like the first chapter or anything. It's probably just like in the middle somewhere. But I've had this idea and I wanted to write it really bad. The same goes for stuff with Carla. I'm going to probably end up writing that out too. My ideas for Carla, I've actually adjusted some of them to make it more believable. Like, believable in a way that it would work. because of how I want Aaron to end up ending the war. And I feel it should have been Hayasayama did it, but we're not going there. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you want to hear any of my other ideas for my story, just let me know in chat. Otherwise, what do you guys want to talk about? Sorry, the YouTube thing confused me. I'm like, oh my god, did I get banned again? I'm not even doing anything Disney related today, unless Disney went and bought Attack on Titan. Well, I'm glad you found it cute, Space Glitch. I'm not gonna lie, I have enjoyed writing that. Like, that was freaking fun to write, especially their conversation. I think it went differently in my head the first time I thought about it, like more like, I guess, locker room talk. But then I started writing, and it became very less locker room talk and more, like they were actually trying to give him advice. I did really love it. Well, thank you. The chapter sounds really good so far. Well, thank you. Again, this won't be until book 3, and that's why I'm writing it now, because I'm like, I'm going to forget by the time I ever actually finish book 2 and get started on book 3. So, oh, what are you sorry about, Space? No, you're fine. You're fine. I was just like, oh, crap. Disney struck somewhere. I'm like, you can't even hear my music. And I'm not even listening to Disney. Listening to Green Day right now. Poor Aaron, he gets embarrassed so easily. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, no, you're good. You're good, Space. You're good. Again, I'd rather, check than just ramble on and you guys not even hear me and it be completely cut again. So I appreciate the warning. Moon, I took her medicine, so I was going to tell my mom so she would go take me. Okay, good. Good. Just, I mean, if your sister's there, maybe just tell your sister maybe check on you periodically. No, it feels like I can be kind of hard to know people say in some situations. I'm glad you guys found it cute. And like, there's such a lack of discussion about this kind of crap. It's in fics and stuff. They just kind of jump for it, and I'm like, what if we actually address the fact that in 2 books so far, I've not talked about Levi and Aaron once having sex. And then this was born, and I'm like, this is gonna be a complete fucking saga at this point. Like, it'll just be an underlying theme. until something gives. Yes, please keep us updated, Charos, on your progress and how you're feeling. You can just put it in the community, in one of the community posts if you're able to. Is your BF not with you, Space? I'm sorry. And if you tell me that you're, ditching your boyfriend to come to the hangouts, I'm gonna be mad at you because you need to just hang out with your boyfriend. You can join us when your boyfriend's unavailable. I know I will, Wolf. I'm on. Let's see if I can plot this out. Book 1, it's Humanity's Greatest. Book 2, Humanity's Greatest Squad. Book 3 is untitled so far. Then there's book 4, book 3 will cover like the first year or so after the Titan guillotines and they have peace. And then the 4th book will basically be their invasion of Marley. I still need to, hopefully by that time I've managed to get myself to finish the manga and the series, because right now I'm going off of memory and stuff I've seen. I can't bring myself yet to read the end, so we'll see. And then that's book 4. I'm book 5. I'm torn because I'm thinking 4 and 5 are going to be huge and be the final bit of the war. So then there would be book 6, which is the after effects of the war. And then book 7, maybe, if I don't do it in book 6, which will be about Carla and the other children. And then maybe a series from there. But we'll see. My other sister was braiding my hair, and she was the first to know because we went out to dinner, and that's where my chest started to hurt. Yeah, well, good. And then you are great. Well, thank you. I don't think I am, but thank you. No, not right now. He has his homework. Oh, God. Homework is stupid. I completely agree. Homework is stupid. Apparently, it was originally invented as a torture device. No, I take that back. It was a punishment. And this teacher developed it as a punishment for, as a punishment for certain students. He would just assign them extra work outside of school, and that would be their punishment, was to do it. And then it caught on, and people started doing it for real. And I'm like, I can understand it in college, because in college there's a lot to learn with this stuff. And I feel like, maybe don't post discussion crap because nobody's actually gonna care. But labs and reports and stuff like that, I get for college and university. But for everything between kindergarten and 12th grade, don't think there needs to be homework. I think what they need to encourage instead, maybe like study groups, weekly study groups, review group. I found I work better when I'm reviewing with somebody else than by myself doing homework. So I feel like they need to scrap homework and instead have like designated days where the kids go and they interact with the teachers in a less formal setting, and they can ask questions. They can get, more example. I don't know. I want to say it's like cram school in Japan, but in cram school in Japan, you have to do your homework plus the work in cram school plus go to school. I just mean like maybe once a week for every like in elementary school, you only have one teacher. So once a week would work. When you're in high school, maybe a designated day for each teacher or something like that. And then stop teaching to tests. Just stop teaching to tests. That doesn't work. No, the standardized test, the crap that's on that, we don't even see later in life, and it makes no sense. So just teach us actual stuff. Like I heard about some schools in Florida they're starting to make it like a requirement in some districts that that in high school they have to learn about, how to do their taxes, how to open a credit card, how to balance a checkbook, how to write a resume or a cover letter, how to get a job interview, like actual life skills. And I think that should be common, like not just in high school, but at every grade level. Like what should you be able to do by that grade? And you're taught that. Like why wait until the very last year of high school? Teach them life skills throughout. Home economics used to be a huge thing for everybody. You learned how to cook, you learned how to manage your money, you learned how to, repair your own clothes. But like do that instead of music class for an instrument nobody's going to play. If people want to play an instrument, let them join band. If people want to do drama, let them join drama. Don't make it mandatory for everybody because it's not everybody's thing. Like, let people pick their extracurriculars, but make home economics like standard. No, sorry. I feel like we're wasting people's time in school with extra work that's not necessary and all sorts of other things. All right. Since becoming a mom, have you ever just gone back to dating and cuddle for hours? I'll cuddle for hours with my daughter. It's nice, but she gets wiggly, so she doesn't want to cuddle anymore. She does sometimes, but that's usually when she's tired, and that's my favorite. Good thing you're writing your ideas down, right? And I have all of my chats with you too, Wolf, so that's helpful. I find awesome. You learned from me. Leave it on cliffhanger. Teacher made life for me. Oh, God, I'm sorry, Char Rose. My prom was great. It was a couple days. Yay! Nice, CV. Punishment a teacher made is punishment for I think I should go back, right? Yeah, I completely agree. Just teach them skills. And then, in other classes, make it oh crap, I wanted to listen to that song. Like, make it something they'd want to learn. I don't know. I'm like, gym being mandatory. Why? Make them run a mile. Why? I don't know. That one's just my own personal bit because I didn't like gym class. I felt like it was torture. But that's because when I was in 5th grade, my PE teacher was a former Marine, and he made like squats were a thing. And I'm like, I'm going to die. Because they would make us do like 50, 60 squats. And that would be the time. That would be the whole time period. We'd just be doing squats all day. Like this. There's going to be a fine show. Nice. Oh, God. It's going to be forever. Thank you for agreeing with me, Wolf. I didn't hate my senior class. My senior class, I don't know, grade 12, senior year gym class. It was nice. Maybe because it wasn't that structured and it was a little more variety. Like, we did a tennis unit for a couple days, and that was just fun. We didn't waste time, like, learning. Like, they showed us a couple of ways to serve, and then we just partnered up and played, and that was fun. A couple days we did, like, P90X and stuff like that. I guess I like that better than when I was learning before. And in Canada, when I was there, I only did gym for 1 semester. That was nice. I only had to do gym for 1 semester. And that was okay. I mean, my gym teacher was cool. She was nice. But I don't know. I just have a thing against gym. And then I'm like, I gotta get in shape, and I'll do freaking Beachbody on demand, no problem. Which I actually have been doing because I'm like, con's coming up. I need to get back in my ODM gear. I've looked like a mom long enough. I need to look back. I need to look like a scout again. Please, oh baby, don't go. It's the way that it made me feel tonight. It's hard to let it go. Talked about him anything after my comments. I want to move him. Aww. That's so sweet. So happy for you, Space. That's wonderful. Walk away. You don't hear me say, please, oh baby, don't go. I don't know. Space just has a way of coming in here and being like, let me tell you about my fabulous relationship. And we're all like, oh, this is wonderful. We love it. I think it's great. It honestly is fantastic. Getting ready to post it on my Wattpad. Nice. Wolf, that is the song Simple and Clean from Kingdom Hearts playing in my ear, and what I'm singing. I only know one line, which happens to be the chorus, so that's what I was singing. Sorry if it was off key. Glad to hear it. Oh, nice. Very nice. Don't give them homework. Like, I know special education is different from being a tutor, but just don't give them homework. Just don't. Just if you have to make it a punishment, I don't know, just break the cycle, be the end of the cycle. My friends say I read too much Wattpad, and they are right. I read too much archive, so I feel that, and I'm sure Wolf agrees. I did find a fabulous story, um, because somebody wanted one of my stories to be part of their collection, so I went and checked out the collection it was going to be part of. Dude, I found the most fabulous alternate canon Attack on Titan story that actually, like, I was like, did this actually happen in canon? Did I just, imagine all this other shit that's been terrible? It was that good. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's at Walmart. It's courtesy of Walmart, which I'm honestly impressed with. So everybody get one, take pictures, post them to the community page. And we'll all be matching. Nice, Charrose, nice. Of course, space. I was being serious. Like your relationship was just so sweet. Because I think most of us are either single or in committed relationships. So it's like, oh, this is so sweet to see somebody else have a lovely flourishing relationship, especially if it's healthy. You let us know if it's not and something happens. Ooh, they'll message me. Yep. The jacket. Let's see. What do I have? I have this shirt. I have 2 of the same Wings of Freedom shirts that I bought from Spencer's a long time ago. I have a shirt from Aki Bento with Aaron on it with the walls on the Colossal Titan. I have 3 hoodies, 1 long cosplay jacket that you guys have all seen, and then 1 like windbreaker that my husband bought me. And then it's like a Leatherman jacket or an aviator jacket, but it's, cloth instead of leather, so 9. Plus my purse, which I custom did for Attack on Titan. So I have 10 right offhand, things that are Attack on Titan that I wear frequently. Plus my custom my custom Vans. My custom Vans with the Wings of Freedom on and that glow in the dark. Plus my hat. So 12 now. God. The more I sit here and think about it, I'm like, crap. Then I have some socks, but I lost the matching set. I have a lot. Oh, let's see. I think I have a thing for redheads. Oh, God. How did you figure that out, Charrose? Planning on giving them homework unless they absolutely need it. That's good. Like I said, break the cycles. Homework's terrible. It does nothing. I think I'm allergic to habanero. Ooh. I'm scared to know how you figured that out. Oh, no, this would figure out. Oh, shit. Girl, if you think you're allergic to habaneros, you definitely need to go to the hospital then, because that's not good. I can never be a teacher because I lose my temper usually, and it's teacher. I have decided I could be a teacher, but only to a certain group of students. And I can give you the reason. Go right ahead, Space. I don't mind. And I'm going to give the reason why I could be a teacher, but to certain students only, because I think I have way too high of expectations for the human race as a whole. Not saying that, you shouldn't have high expectations, but I think mine are too high, and I'm frequently disappointed. So I could only be a teacher to people I know would meet those expectations of like what I hold for humanity, and that'd be like nobody. Just because nobody can. And I'm not saying like I have high standards as far as like, they have to be this way. I'm more like, I would expect them to know this. I would expect that if you're in this class, you have some idea of what the hell I'm talking to you about. Or I would expect you to, show interest or be invested in it. I was a tutor for a while, and I got very annoyed at some of the students because it's like, you guys have been here for God knows how long. Why aren't you making any progress? I don't know. I guess I have different expectations on that. People should be able to, get it. I think people are smarter than I don't know. I think my expectation is I think people are way smarter. And then I'm like, why aren't you as smart as I think you are? You should be like this amazing genius. I feel bad because then, you try to get them there and they're like resisting because they don't want to do that. It's like, no, I know you can do this. I know you can be better. I know you can do better. I know it's all wonderful. That's my problem. My problem is my expectations are, I think everybody's super smart, and I get frustrated when they don't see that same potential in them. Like they don't even try, and I think that's what it is. So that's why I shouldn't be a teacher ever. Like I was a bad tutor. Let's see. I play Twisted Fun, and there's a character named Ace, and he's redhead. Oh God. Space would make a really good teacher. Yeah, I would agree. And I have so stressed out. This emptiness inside, I can feel it in my mouth. And I just want that. Wish that I could get more. Inside my head, I just feel the same noise inside my head. Every time we eat habanero, I guess it might not be habaneros. It might just be capsaicin in general, Sharos. Chapter 2 is actually shorter than chapter 1, but it's like, okay, perfect harmony. I'll check it out when I'm able to. If you want to, try posting the link in a community post, and I'll go in and approve it. For some reason, it keeps like sending them to spam. And I don't get the notification until I actually go looking in to see, did she post? Where did she post it? I hate YouTube sometimes. So I could tell you why it's so inside my head. I just can't escape the noise inside my head. All right. Aaron Yeager. So the next video that I'm planning, I think you all kind of got a hint when I posted that picture with I know I'm singing. I'm sorry, but with the Hanji thing, it's gonna be their future selves because it's gonna be Carla, and it's gonna be scarred up Levi and older Aaron and Hanji with an eye patch. So that may take me a minute because. And if anybody wants to, this is going to sound shameless. This is slightly shameless and slightly like, please. My tripod, a toddler got a hold of my tripod, and I can't find any of the pieces. I can find the base, like the part that extends, but I can't find the whole thing that holds it. I can't find the legs. I can't find the knobs. So I'm out of tripod right now, so I can't film yet. If anybody wants to be really, really nice, send me a tripod for a phone, for an iPhone, please send me one. And if you do, please let me know so I can go to my P.O. box and get it. Just if you guys ever send me anything to the P.O. box, just let me know. So if I don't have any mail, I don't really go frequently. And I can't tell if I have mail or not, so I really don't go unless somebody is like, hey, dummy, you have something from me, which has only been Wolf so far. But yeah. Yes, my child got a hold of it, and I can't find the pieces. So now I'm sorry. I'm shamelessly asking, can you guys please give me a tripod? If you can't, it's fine. I'm just like, I don't know where to go right now for a tripod. I really want to get this filmed and done because I'm really excited about it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't have a tripod. And Yes, you did. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I'm sorry. You guys don't have to. I'm just like, I'm running out of ideas. Or just, go all become patrons on Patreon, and then I'll be able to get one. Then we'll be able to get one and whatever else I need. God, I need more equipment. I literally have been, this entire channel has been filmed and done on my Mac, my 2012 Mac, and my iPhone. That's this whole channel. It's an iPhone, a tripod, and a Mac. That's it. That's all it is. No, I will next. Okay, that's fine. Well, that's fair. But anyway, so so I gotta say nothing. No, oh shit. I gotta wrap it up now. We're going over time. Sorry, guys. So thank you all for joining. Show Rose, please do keep us updated on your health. If not, I will send Harmony and Space Glitch after you. One time, me and my baby cousin were playing with fake butter. She threw out the air and landed on my head, and she thought it was funny. Oh, yuck. But yes, please keep us updated, Show Rose, or I will send Space and Wolf and Harmony after you. And everybody else, have a wonderful, lovely evening and weekend. And to all of the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye, my lovely Titans.